Hello, hello, hello. This is LaShonda Hoffman, and this is our monthly chat for the Say on the Net group. So I hope a couple of you all come in with me and talk to me tonight. I want to discuss a few things with you, ask you some questions, and hopefully get some chatting going on. How was your day? Mine was long. I'm still in a Prince funk. Got my little purple on. Still in a little funk. Missing Prince. I've been listening to some music all weekend, and it's not as bad as it was with Whitney and Michael. I think I'm still a little devastated, but I can listen to his music. I couldn't do that with Whitney and Michael. It took me a long time to be able to play the music without crying. I think with Prince, I'm just rejoicing in his music. So I think that's what's helping me with my grief, is just listening to his music. All right, well, I think I'm just going to jump in and have my little spiel, and hopefully maybe some people will join us. Okay, I can't tell if somebody joined in or not. Oh, I got 2 viewers, so hello. Okay, so usually tell you when the people come in, so... All right, today I want to talk about why you need a mailing list. And I want to talk about it because I know a few of you in this group are still on the fence about it. I had a discussion with someone and they told me, hello, hi, Aisha, thank you for coming in. I was hoping somebody would say hi. A few of you told me that you don't have mailing lists and that you're working on it or you haven't had time to do it. And I just want to emphasize the importance of starting your list. Starting it will help. If you don't start it, then you are just wasting a lot of time talking to people and you're not capturing those people. And you're making your life hard, very, very hard. So I want to give a couple of examples why I'm saying this. Okay, so I think it was last week, The Shade Room, which is a gossip site. They have 4 million followers, and last week, Facebook kicked them off. Told them bye-bye, see you later. No, you cannot come back. Somebody was saying they came back, so I don't know if they let them back or not. They were doing stuff they said that was illegal, so they got kicked off that way. But can you imagine losing 4 million followers and there's no way to say, hey, follow me over here, come over to my website? I don't think this person even had a website. So she didn't even have a home base to go to in case Facebook decided they don't want you to play here anymore. And so one of the reasons I really want to emphasize that is if you don't have a home base, your mailing list is your home base for you. If you don't have a home base, like for me, I have LaShondaHoffman.com. I have Sormag.com. So if I get kicked off of here, then I can always go back and play on my own house. You know, if you don't have your own house, you basically are stuck. You got to start all over again. You got to hope that you can reach those people that you've been trying to get into. Hi, Tisa. You know, and so you wanna make sure that you have a place to go. So if something happens, if Facebook closed tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of sad people because they have no home base. Their home base is Facebook. And I don't have a problem with Facebook being your home base. I have a problem with you not having no access to those people that are on Facebook. I've got like 4,000 people on my profile. And so my mission this year is to get those 4,000 people to my mailing list. You know, I got probably about 10% is on my mailing list now. And that's not good. You know, I 4,000 people following me. They need to be on my mailing list, you know, because I want to be able to get in touch with them when I want to get in touch with them, not when Facebook decides that it wants me to get in touch with them. And that's the thing about Facebook. Facebook used to be, it got in front of everybody. That's why everybody was on here. You can post something and everybody saw it that was in your following. Now you basically have to pay for the people to get to see that, which is fine. That's how they make their money. But if you're gonna be paying them, then you want to get in front of as many people as you can, you know. And so you have to think about that. I'm gonna use me as an example of not having a mailing list. When I first started Sormag, In 2000, we were a website, and that year I got 16,000 visitors that came to the website. That was big time for me. I was expecting 5 people, to be honest. You know, I just was, because it's a new site and trying to build that, you know, your readership up, trying to get people to come there, trying to visit and stuff. We were new and fresh, and so everybody wanted to check us out, see what was going on with us, you know, be in the magazine and stuff. And so I had 16,000 people that came to visit that first year. I didn't know anything about mailing lists. Mailing lists wasn't that popular back then in 2000. You know, people had them, but your mailing list was Yahoo or mail.com. You know, that was your email list. But your email list and your mailing list are 2 different things. Because Yahoo kicked me off one time. I did a conference and I sent out probably about 100 emails to somebody for the conference, and they kicked me off the week before the conference. So you know I'm completely freaking, because how am I supposed to get in touch with my mailing list if I can't, you know, my email list if I can't send any messages out? So I had to create a whole new account, and that's when I learned about the mailing list. I think that must have been in 2005, 2005 or 2007, I found out about doing mailing lists. So that was 7 years of having a website without a mailing list. 7 years of visitors coming by and me not being able to get in touch with them. Unless they contacted me through an email, then I had them in my email list. But when I got kicked off of Yahoo, I realized that I needed a system that holds those email lists, and that's what my mailing list was. So I went to Constant Contact, and that's what I went to start working with Constant Contact. I had to learn how to use it. I had to learn how to set it up. I had to learn how to send out emails to people, and it took some time, but I actually learned how to do it, and I really got great at it, and I loved it until they start changing some stuff around and stop trying to make it be user-friendly. But I recommend getting a mailing list that's user-friendly, because then you'll use it. So my first tip is number 1, you own it. Why you need a mailing list? Because you own it. I own my mailing list. So if Facebook kicks me out, even though I don't have all 4,000 of them people, I still have some people to get in contact with. The mailing list isn't one person. You know, I can still have some contact with the people and tell people, hey, tell so-and-so to come on over to my mailing list, you know, so people can contact me. I don't have 4 million followers that I have no way of getting in touch with at all to tell them, oh my God, they kicked me off of Facebook. Come on over to Sormag, or come on over to LaShonda Hoffman, you know. And you don't want that. You want to be able to slowly wean your people off Facebook, off your social media platform, to your mailing list. It takes some time because people don't want to sign up for both things. But, you know, just keep reminding them that the social media isn't forever. And so your mailing list is. If they really are your true fans and they want to learn more about you and your books, they will follow you over to your mailing list. And that's your hope. You know, everybody on your social media is not your readership. I tell my clients that all the time. That doesn't mean they're your readership. That just means they're following, they're interested in seeing what you're doing. They nosy. I'm nosy. I'm on a whole bunch of people's stuff. But you want to slowly bring them over. How you doing? Bring them over. Damon, is this how you say your name? How you doing, Damon? Bring people over to your mailing list, you know. Send a message out each week saying, hey, sign up for my mailing list. You want to keep in touch with me, know about my stuff. I have contests for my readers. You know, I have, you know, different things like that to draw them into your mailing list. Okay, so number 2, you can reach your readers at any time. Remember I said how that person lost her 4 million followers? There was no way for her to say, hey, hi Michelle, welcome. There's no way for her to say, hey, Facebook just kicked me off. Them frogs. You know, I'm going to be sending out messages through my mailing list for a while, you guys. No, it was no way for her to do that. If Facebook kicked me off, I can do that. I can say, hey, I'm off of Facebook for a little while. They put me in the dungeon. You know, check me out. I'll be sending newsletters and more newsletters, more information that way through my mailing list. But if you don't have a mailing list, you can't do that. So, number 3 is engagement. Your mailing list can talk back to you. They can send you messages. They can send you questions. You can ask them questions and they can respond back. Whenever I do a newsletter, I put a question in there, and most times people respond back. I asked one time, do you need some help? I got 3 people send me a message back. Yeah, girl, what? Help me. You know, I heard giving me life this week. It's on the chain on his own. I don't even talk about it. But you know, the engagement of having your own mailing list is fantastic, and I just love the idea of people being able to talk back to you, and that's great. Okay, and then number 4, which I love about a mailing list that I learned when I moved to Constant Contact, you can monetize your list. Yes. I created eBlast. That's how I started making money with SoarMag. I started selling eBlast, promotional eBlast about books. And I started making money. I didn't think people, I was like, well, maybe they might buy ads. Oh, those writers ate that up. They wanted a space to promote their books. You can do the same thing. You can sell ads on your newsletters. Or what I want you to do is sell information about your books. Put some links on there and have people download copies of your books. That's a great way to do it. Maybe you want to offer workshops. You can put that in your newsletter, send those out. You know, maybe this week you're going to have a special deal on your books. 3 books for the price of 2. Or 3 books and get a notebook pad with it. You know, some things need to monetize your books your way. And the only people who can get these specials are the people on your mailing list. You know, if you're on social media, you ain't on my mailing list, you don't get those little goodies like that. So that's a great way to use your mailing list, is to monetize it. And then number 5, what I tell people all the time, because you start your mailing list does not mean you're going to get 100 people on there the first time it starts out. You're going to start out small. Last year I started out my mailing list, well, in 2014 I started out my mailing list with 10 people. I had 10 people on there. That was it. And it took a while to grow. I'm up to like 400 now. And that's not a lot, but that's enough for me, because I'm a new author, so I'm not going to be having thousands of people on there on my mailing list. Now, my SoarMag list, yeah, it's way more than that, because it's been I've had it 10 or 15 years, you know. And so your mailing list will continue to grow as you grow. And so you always remember that it grows as you grow. So your first book, you got 50 people to sign up. Your second book, you got 100 people to sign up. Your third book, you got 300 people to sign up. So that's what you have to look at, that each year you want to see your mailing list growing. If your mailing list isn't growing, that means you're not doing your job. You're not asking people to join it. You're not offering little freebies for people. You're not giving incentives for the people that's on there to invite people to join your mailing list. So think about that. If your mailing list is not growing, I want you to do a challenge with me this month, from the month of May. I want you to do a mailing list challenge. Those are on here and those who listen to this video. I want you to look at what you have what you've had for this last quarter. How many people that you had join your mailing list? If you didn't have many people joining, then I want you to create a social media campaign to start getting people to join your mailing list. Every day, 2 times a week, I want you to send out a message and ask people to join your mailing list. Now, for them to do that, you're going to have to create something fantastic for them to want to join your mailing list. People are not going to give you their email just to join your mailing list. Sometimes they're just big fans of yours. So, if you're a writer or you're a business owner or something, create something that entices that person to say, ooh, I want to sign up for that. Like this week I created a new freebie, and it's called, my mind just went completely blank. Why does it do that when I'm trying to talk to you guys? Hi, Anne-Marie. Why it's like, ding, I don't know anything anymore. Okay, so the thing is, do you have a promotion kit? And the promotion kit is just a checklist of things that you need to have in place before you start promoting. And so I think it's like 10 or 15 things that you need to have in place. And so that's my checklist. It's a freebie. You sign up for it, and you're on my mailing list. See, that's how I got people to come on my mailing list. And it's free. It's something to do. It gives you a little bit about, you know, what tips you need, what things you need to start to get yourself ready for promotion. Get your promotion kit. So I call it your promotion kit. Get your promotion kit in order so you can get ready to promote. And that's my little freebie that I'm offering for the month of May to get people to sign up for my mailing list, to grow my mailing list. And you can create different freebies like that. Maybe every other quarter you create a different freebie to get people to join your mailing list. And well, here's the thing. You want people to join your mailing list who want to hear from you. You don't want them joining your mailing list to get all the freebies. You know, so think about that when you're offering something. You want it to be for somebody who's interested in reading your types of books, who's interested in working with you. Like I'm hopefully people who are signing up for me, for mine, are writers who are interested in learning more about promotion. And so that's what you want, somebody to be interested in the type of books that you have. Okay. So those are my 5 tips about why you need a mailing list and why it's important to have a mailing list. All the people that are on here now, do you have a mailing list? If you have a mailing list, say yes. If you don't, say no. I'm going to drink some water while you give me my yes or no. For some reason, I got really hot. I don't know what happened. Yes, all right. We got a yes, yes. You know what? I think I've seen you post some stuff, Anne-Marie, so you working your mailing list. Yes, yes. I think you had a contest. I think that's why I said, Michelle. What am I going to do with you, lady? No, that's 2 no's. Oh, no, 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 no. But that's okay. That's okay. You're trying. Okay. Oh, we got 10 conversations going. We know you don't have one, but we're working on you, Tisa. We're working on you, so that's okay. All right. So, you have any questions for me? This is a question answering thing for our monthly chat. I try to do something at the end of the month each month to get you out here, talk to you. If you get the chance to talk to me, if you want to talk to me, I'm trying the Facebook Live to see if that works better than a phone call. Seems like people have their phones, so you can get on the phone, but I think that maybe the Facebook Live would be a little better. We'll see. And I think that also with the Facebook Live, you can always watch it later if you want. So, if you have any questions about mailing lists, that's definitely the time to be asking me. Is it hard to put one together? No, but it does take time. Is there an app for a mailing list? The mailing list that you get on has an app. I'm on Mad Mimi, and they have an app. So you can go in there and do fast little things if you want to. Constant Contact the same way. They have an app, but you got to get on the main site first before you can get the app. You know, I can't download the app and then start working on your mailing list that way. You have to go to the main site, set it up that way, and then go through. I'm gonna tell you, if you really set it up, you need 2 hours, maybe two hours to set your mailing list up and get it started. You know, because unless you have some names that you already have to put in there, that most of them don't want you to put names in there. They want people to opt in. And I recommend people opt in instead of you just adding people to your list. Because when people opt in, then they, what's the main site? Well, it depends on where you want to go. There's Constant Contact, which is one. Mad Mimi, which is one that I use. And then there's MailChimp. Though MailChimp and Mad Mimi are the freebies for right now. I recommend you doing freebie just to get your feet wet and then move up to a paid one. And because the more you grow, the more it costs to pay. So I wouldn't go pay first if you have a small list, because anything under 500 you don't want to pay for that. So go try the freebies first, MailChimp or Mad Mimi. I like Mad Mimi. It's a lot more user friendly than MailChimp, but most people are using MailChimp. They like it. I guess Constant Contact kind of spoiled me. I'm a drop and paste person. And MailChimp is not that drop and paste to me. But Mad Mimi, I love it. You just drop and paste stuff in there and with no problem. So either one of them are great to work with to start. Take a Saturday and sit down and set it up. If you want me to, I offer a workshop. It's $35, and we set up a schedule for you, and we just sit down and walk you through. I take you step by step, and if we have enough time, we'll create your first newsletter. But you don't have any excuses. You got somebody who want to help you, or you want to take time. Don't continue to put it off. If you have more than 2 books, if you have 3 books, you should have a mailing list. If this you have one book like me, then you can slide with not having a mailing list. I'll let you slide. But once you go past the one book, then you're defeating your purpose, because when that second book comes out, you want to have a mailing list, even if it's 50 people. That's 50 people who are potential buyers of your book, versus you have nobody. When you have nobody, it is hard to sell a book. It's hard. And I'm going to use me as an example. I told you I started off with 10. So by the time I had my book ready to be released, I had 250 people on my mailing list. And so I decided that I wanted to do pre-sales versus just putting it up there. I wanted to see if I could get some sales, and I did. I got some sales, and I got enough sales where I was able to buy the books that the people bought and use that to buy some extra books for my signing that I did. So that was fantastic, because I had a mailing list. I could send it out there, you know. And I also did a advertisement with Sormad too, so that helped too, get me out there to other people. But I know that if I didn't have a mailing list, I would have had to start fresh. I would have had a hard time getting out there to people, telling them, because first of all, they're like, who the heck is LaShonda? If they don't follow Sormag, they're like, who is that? You know, people still say, who the heck is LaShonda? Why should I buy her book? You know, and so you don't want that wall up there in front of you. You want to start, you know, I tell my clients, when you're newbies, you want to start as soon as you start working on that book. Do you also collect addresses at books? Yes, I do, but I also let them know that I will be adding them to my mailing list, so do not be sending me spam saying I'm spamming them. Ask them when they sign up, is it okay for that you to put them in your mailing list? Ask. Do not put them in your mailing list without asking. Well, because people will accuse you of spamming, and that will shut you down. They can shut your mailing list down, because especially if you get more than, you know, maybe you went to an event, you put 100 people in your thing, and none of them said they could get in there, and all 100 of them report you, you can get in a lot of trouble. So you want people to opt in most of the time. And usually, like with, I don't know if the other ones do that, but Constant Contact has a link where you can give them a phone number to text you in, and they can add themselves to it. And so I've done that at events. I've said, here's my link, and, you know, sign yourself up to that. I need to find out if Mad Mimi and MailChimp do that too, because then you don't have to do anything. You just ask them, oh, here, sign up for this, you know, or put it on the back of your business card to sign up for my mailing list, you know, so they can do it on their own. They opt in, and then, because people will forget that they told you anything, and then I get people that all the time. How do I get on your list? I didn't ask to be on your list. I don't put nobody on my list, on nothing. You know, even at the book signing stuff, I'm real leery about adding people to my list, because I know that my list is important, and I definitely don't want it to be shut down. So you have to be really careful about that, because people will accuse you of spamming them. And this become a big deal when people say you spam them. You don't want your stuff you don't want to be like the Shade Room, kicked off the system because somebody's saying you're spamming them. So be real careful about that. Hold on, let me see if I can get close enough to read this. I'm on your mailing list, and I love what you send out. I only did a monthly newsletter. Question: apart from info about my books and freebie, what else should I send it out to my newsletter? That's a good question. You should be able to send out you know what I did was I did a little mini survey. You want a newsletter too? I looked at the newsletters that I actually read of writers. I'm probably subscribed to probably about 20 newsletters. I'm a reader, so I love newsletters, and I love them to have different things in it. Like Pat Simmons, she does genealogy, so she has little tidbits about history and stuff. I love that about her. Stacey Hawkins Adams, I hope I'm saying it the right way. She has a great newsletter. I've been following her newsletter for years, and she has different tidbits about writers. She has different information about writing stuff. She has inspirational things like that. And so when I decided I wanted to do a newsletter, I tried to take a little bit, borrow a little bit from all of my favorite newsletters and created my own. So I don't want to tell you what to put in there, because it's your newsletter and you want to make it special for your readers. So what I say is find something that you think that your readers would like, and put that in your newsletter. You know, maybe you have maybe you do something in your books that's special to your books. Like when I started Virtual Tea with LaShonda, I picked the word tea because I'm not a coffee person, and so people used to always say to me, LaShonda, can I meet you for coffee? I don't drink coffee, and I say, yeah, I'll get some tea. You know, and so when I thought of the coaching thing, I was like, you know, I want to say have tea with LaShonda versus that. But when I started writing my book, when I was writing my books before Virtual Tea, I have a tea theme in my books. I didn't even pay attention to that till afterwards. The sisters get together for tea once a month. And so that was something that I said I want to start talking about is different teas, you know, to talk about. Somebody was telling me I start, you know, different teas that you can try, different things you can do with teas. You know, so if you have a theme in your book about different things, then maybe that might be a little tidbit that you want to put in your newsletters. You know, maybe your child is great. Now, somebody's child is great with horses, and so she talks about her horses and stuff. You know, you find what you think will grab their attention and keep and add to the newsletter to make it special. That's what I think. I can't say what to put in there because I don't know what your readership is. What I like, they might not like. So I want to say, yeah, put that in there, and they're like, no. But find something that's special for your readers. And one of the things about newsletters that I'm learning is keep them short. They don't have to be 6 or 7 pages. You know, just some little snippets of you in there, and something that they're excited to see when they go, oh man, here comes Pat's newsletter. Oh, this is going to be good. What's she going to be sharing this week? You know, pictures are always fantastic. If you do a lot of events, put the pictures in there so people can see that you do events and what they're missing out on. You know, showcase different things that you have that's happening in your life. You know, talk about different things. You know, with me, most of the people know about my family because I've been on Facebook for so long. So, you know, my next issue, I'm going to probably put a picture of my daughter in her prom dress for those who are not on Facebook, who might have missed the prom, that my baby is going to a prom, you know, and so different things like that, just to showcase different stuff. Earl Grey tea is the best. Oh, okay. I had some pomegranate tea somebody gave me that was fantastic. So, you know, different things like that. Hello to, I don't know why my glasses are acting crazy today. Let me go back to this. I also do a blog. You do a blog? Yes. You got it? Okay, good. Ask questions. This is your chance to ask some questions. I love blogging, and I definitely recommend that for if you're not going to do a newsletter. Some people don't like newsletters. This is what I tell you all, and I keep emphasizing it because I learned the hard way. Do stuff that you have fun doing. When I started my newsletter, I thought I was going to do it monthly. But I got so much stuff on my plate, there was no way. I was like, I can't do a monthly newsletter. And I didn't have a lot of content to put in a monthly newsletter because I got one book. And yeah, a lot of exciting stuff happening with it. No, not right now, you know. And so right now I'm kind of on a hold because it's my daughter's graduation year. So everything until June, I'm on a freeze until she graduates. When she graduates, then I back to writing and art, you know, and being promoting and everything. And so I was like, I don't have nothing to talk about. So I said, I'm going to do it quarterly. And if I can pick it up later, that's the thing about when you're doing your own promotion. You choose how often you want to do stuff. Nobody can tell you how often you can do something. I can suggest stuff to you, but it's up to you to do it. You know, I can say do a mailing list, and you go, whatever, LaShonda, I'll do a mailing list when I feel like it. That's your choice. You know, but you'll come back to me 2 years later and go, why did I listen to you? Okay. But that's just how it is, you know. So you have to choose what's fun for you, what's exciting for you, what you want to do. Because those are the things that you're going to do. If you don't like blogging, but you want to blog because everybody else is blogging, it's not going to work. Yes, it's not going to work. You're going to drive yourself crazy. You know, today I have a business coach. And she said she had wrote down what she wanted to do, 80% writing, 80, you know, she wrote down different things that she wanted to do for the year, and she said give it a percentage. And I was sitting there and I went, wow, you know, I trying to figure out what I want to do with the rest of my time. And so I was like, wow, I need to sit down and do that because I'm focusing so much on certain things like coaching and stuff. I love coaching, it's a great thing, but that's not my why. My why is my writing. And so I said, maybe 50% of my why, of writing is what I need to do. Then the other, 50% I can break up in different little things, coaching, training, Thoramex, stuff like that. But if I forget my why, then I'm lost. And I've been lost for a couple of months because I haven't been writing. I have not done any writing since I published my book. And I was doing promotion, on promotion, and my mind was on promotion, promotion, promotion. And I don't recommend that. I think that, I posted on the page today that you have to have, it said 80% promotion and 20% of your business. And my business is writing. I wasn't doing that. I was 100%. And so I was like, I really need to find my why. So I challenge you to find your why. What is your why? And then go from there. Because sometimes we forget our why and we're so busy doing this. We're so busy trying to make money, make the money, make the money. We're not doing what we want to do to make the money. And one of my things of making the money was writing. And I'm like, I got one book. I need to continue to write. It's not going to happen. So true. Exactly, Michelle. People are, and I'm sorry if I made people feel like that they had to do everything I said to do. No, and I tell my clients that no, don't do everything I said to do. Pick a couple little things and do that. Find what fits for you. Because if you try to do everything that everybody say do, be on Facebook, be on Instagram, be on LinkedIn, you would drive yourself crazy. And I'm gonna tell you from personal experience, 2015 was like that for me. I was wore out because I was trying to be everywhere, do everything, do all the stuff, because that's what you're supposed to do. You gotta get everything, you gotta get out there, you gotta do everything. No. So I said 2016, we're gonna do a little part. Each month we're gonna do a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Because I had overwhelmed myself. I had overwhelmed my clients. We were all exploding in our heads, trying to do all this stuff, and you can't do everything, and then you feel bad because you can't do anything, and then your book is not selling, so you really pissed because you did everything they say do, and nothing is happening, and once I found out that it's about being consistent. It's about being consistent, which means maybe you post something once, twice a day, 3 times a day, every day, and move on and do something else. Write. Sit down and write. Today I posted on there that a story came to me. I haven't had a story come to me and I don't know when. I was so excited. I sat in the car and dictated it because I didn't have any paper with me. And I always have paper. I don't know why I didn't have any paper. It was in the back seat and I didn't want to get out the back seat. But, I was just so excited about that because I was like, yay, the muse come back. Because I thought I lost her. She was gone for a little while, and so you find your why. Okay, man, these glasses is nice. Yeah, Shell. You pick a few things, and then, I know when I was writing the book, the editor was saying, I think you're giving them too much. She told me it could be about 3 or 4 books instead of one. And I am a giver. I give too much. My husband always says, you gave them too much. That you just gave too much. But I wanted you to see that it was different things that you could do versus just the same old stuff. So I gave you 10 instead of 2. In 10, you can pick 3 things out of there, or you can pick one thing. What I tell people now is take a lesson each month and do that lesson, and then pick different things out of there. Yep. And so you just relax. We stress ourselves out. We do. Nobody else stresses us out but we. And I found that out the hard way, that I was putting so much pressure on myself because I'm the promoter, and please. And for what? Yes, there is peace in writing, Demond. It is. Yep, getting back to the basic. I'm really excited about writing again and actually writing and seeing an end to it. I've been writing for years and not publishing, so that was very discouraging to be writing and not knowing what your stuff is going to do. So now I know that if I, if I don't sell it to some other publisher, I can do it myself, and that's okay, And so that's the exciting part about it. It's like, oh, it's going to be published, versus is this book gonna ever see the light of day, And so that's discouraging too. So when you make the decision to be a publisher, you just take your writing to a whole different level because you have confidence in it that you never had before versus, just putting your, like I was doing, putting my books in the closet, just leave them in the closet and going, they never going to get published, And so when I decided that I wanted to be a publisher, I realized, okay. And I said, if I don't sell to a publisher, I'm publishing my own books. I'm not going to use that as excuses. I don't know how to do it. I'm scared or whatever. I'm done with, I'm doing stuff scared. Doing it scared. I am enjoying talking to you all. Thank you for coming in and asking questions and stuff. Is there anything that you all would like to learn about? I'm always looking for new things to teach, and so if there's something that you're interested in learning about, please let me know. I posted that in the group, but nobody didn't say anything, so I guess you all are all caught up on what y'all need to know, which is good. Before I get out of here, I definitely want to say thank you to Michelle Simpson for showcasing her one. She took us from the beginning to the end. If you didn't pay attention to that, you missed it. You missed it. She was fantastic. I just love. And if you looked at the pictures, it really evolved into the last one was beautiful. And so if you don't have a one sheet, definitely check it out because one sheet is what a lot of workshops ask for. A lot of places that if you are coming to them and you want to be a presenter, that's what they ask for is your one sheet. So definitely look at that as an example and, take some great notes with it. And I just wanted to say thank you to Michelle for, taking time to put it up there and asking for our feedback and everybody giving her some great feedback. I just sat back and listened and watched, and it's just amazing how people took that pictures and changed them around and told her exactly what they liked and what they didn't like and stuff. And so that was a good training. Promoting, what kind of promoting, Demond? Am I saying your name right, Demond? I have a nephew, his name is Demond. I hope I'm saying it right. What kind of promoting do you want to learn about? Because promoting is everything. That's the thing about the live stuff. You're live, but you have to still wait on you guys. Yes. A yes means I'm saying your name right? Okay, yay, good, because people mess my name up, so I try to make sure I say people's name right. Book promoting. Devon, give me some more stuff. What kind of book promoting do you want to do? Do you want to do book promoting and groups? You want to do book clubs? You want to do websites? What else? Blogging, guest bloggers? What kind of promotion? You got to tell me. Break it down for me. So we had 2 people on here who didn't have the best way to promote your book. Your mouth. I talk about that. If you looked at my marketing tip today, that's what I talked about. The word of mouth is amazing. Word of mouth is amazing. You might not think it is, but your people will sell your book for you. Your people will sell your book for you. Tell them to talk about it. My baby is 9. My baby done sold 5 books for me. He's always telling people about it. That's what he did. My mom wrote a book. And they'll be like, they don't want to hear about my book. That's how I'm thinking in my head. But he's like, my mom wrote a book, and he's so proud about that, And so get your fans out there and talk about your book. Tell them about your books. Hey, and if you don't have any fans, it's time to start working on them. That's one reader at a time. Get that one person. It just takes one person to move you forward. That one person who sends that message and go, oh my God, I loved that book. I loved it. It helped me so much. And so you got to get out there and talk about your book. Nobody else can talk about it but you. I'm guilty of it. I'm telling you, I can talk about everybody else's book. I talked about the Outlander so many times. People were like, what? I had people buying the Outlander, and that book is probably 10 or 15 years old. I just loved it. It's just a good book. But the same way, I need to talk about building online relationships. Look in here. I probably don't even have figures in my book. Building online relationships. That's my book. I need to talk about it. I need to tell people about it. And I need to get out of my shyness of telling people. And you do the same thing. Tell people about it. What's your book about? Tell me what your book about. Post it right here in this group. Post your book. Anybody else is in here? Post your book. You know why? Because this is live and it's going to stay on forever and ever. Bro, you're supposed to be showcasing your stuff. Tell people what your stuff is. Put a link in there. This is your free advertisement. LaShonda's giving you permission to do that. But when you go to events like this, you go to a live thing, introduce yourself. Tell people who you are. Hey, I'm Demond. I write so-and-so and so-and-so. Bam. It's going to be in the live event. It's a video. So it's going to be in the comments forever. Think about that. It's archived forever. That person, if somebody come back 2 days later and read, oh, Demond has a book. What do you write? Bam. Always take advantage of all opportunities to introduce yourself. You don't got to talk about your book. You just introduce yourself. You say, hey, I'm a writer. People are so fascinated with writers. They don't care. I say I wrote a book about promotion. Ooh, that's so fantastic. You know, you have a Facebook page. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I got to get closer. A Facebook page, you know how I think I should do a group or a book club. Then I'm wondering who's going to manage it. Well, from a person who has a Facebook group and a book club, girl. Remember what I said about making time, deciding what you want to do and what you don't want to do. Okay. So if you got to make time for either one that you choose to do. The Facebook page, if nobody's making comments, then you won't go on there anyway, right? So that it can be the same way with a Facebook group. This group here as an example, what do? I have theme days. I make sure we have a day that's in here. I pick 2 days to feature the authors because we have more authors than one day could hold. And I love that because it gives us a chance to see who this author is in the group. Everybody gets to engage with them. And hopefully somebody is buying one of their, if they sold one book, then I'm happy because I've done my job, you know. And so when you have a group, you want it to always be engaged. You don't have to be in there. I always use Beverly Jenkins as an example. Beverly doesn't be in her group all the time, but so it still continues on. People in there running their mouth about her books and talking about her stuff. But you got to have something to talk about. If you got one book like me, I wouldn't start a group because I could start this because it's about promotion. But if I just had one fiction book, it's really hard to start a group and have people in there talking about that one fiction book because eventually that's all you can talk about. You know, and so you want to be able to, if you're gonna do a group, you're gonna make sure that it's growing. And like with you got more books that's coming out, so your group will grow. But you need to make sure you have something that keeps them engaged, that they come in to the group. You all come in here because you know you're gonna get good content, you're gonna learn something, you're gonna be engaged with everybody, and that's what you have to look at. Look at the groups that you're in now and see what you like about them. Why do you go back and visit that group? And then you decide how you're going to incorporate that into your group. Same way with the book club. Why do you want, when I started the online book club, I wanted to talk to people about books. I wanted to discuss a book with someone. I tried to do it offline and I never could make it because my husband works nights and the way our schedule is, I couldn't make any of the meetings in time to have sit down and talk without whatever. And so I said, I want to have a group where I can talk to people about the books, and we talk about the books, you know. But being online, it was going to be hard because we're all on different time zones. And so I talked to Tanisha Webb, who is a fantastic person on book clubs. If you want to talk to somebody about book clubs, she is fantastic. She has a book about it, how to start your own book club. And so she gave me a bunch of tips on what I could do to get the engagement up. And she said to post questions versus, you know, trying to have a discussion. And so I picked 10 questions, and that's what I post every month. And we have some good discussion. People sometimes don't like the books, and they gonna tell you why they don't like the books. We've invited authors to come in, and we discuss that too, and let the authors talk to us. I like when the authors come in because they can talk to different things. You can ask them questions about the characters and stuff like that. It's a real book club. We just online. So you have to think about what is it that you want your group or book club to be like, and then that's what you incorporate into it. But you have to remember when you go into the dungeon to write, that it's still there. So you want to make sure that you have everything in place that once you leave for a little while, it won't fall apart or somebody won't take over. Because people will take over your stuff and you come back, you locked out of your system and you can't get in. We just was discussing that a couple of months ago. Somebody took over this lady's group, kicked her completely out of her group, turned the things down, and you know what Facebook said? Sorry, maybe you should create a new one. Really? Somebody could just take your stuff? But again, remember I talked about home base. This is Facebook's home base. They don't got to help you. They could care less. If somebody kicked you out, that's on you. So, you have to be real careful about who you let people into your home. Give them, as Beverly says, giving them a key to your crib, and they come in there and take over. I'm like, wow, why would you come in? But for me, I'm going to keep it moving. If somebody is that creepy and they take over somebody else's thing and nobody, I'm out of there. I've been in a couple of groups where the people said they had to cancel the group. They were tired. They just didn't have time for it anymore. And we were like, oh, but you know what? Nobody stepped up. So it had to close because groups are time consuming, and then you got to deal with people who want to, like this group want to come in here and just promote their book. There's a time and place for everything. But you just putting us on rotation, keep it moving. This is not that type of group. When you say promotion group, oh, it's another group to drop my book in. No, that's not it. I give you 3 days to promote. Now, you still want to promote Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, something's wrong with you. Get up out of here. So, you have to maintain that in your group, too, because there's always going to be a dingbat that's going to come to your group and try to post in your group. And they know it's your group about your book. They don't care. They don't. They be like, and? So you have to, you just have to be really careful about what you do. And you make your rules and get your stuff out done. Kick people out. I hate kicking people out, but I've had to. Because I've told you, you get 3 strikes. I mean, you put me, all kind of cuckoo bird stuff on the thing, nasty pictures, whatever. I just been in a group somebody took over. They put their porn pictures in there. I was like, this lady was in 3 different groups I was in. I was like, oh, okay, somebody did hacked her. I think somebody hacked her account. And so that's why I was doing that. But how embarrassing. You come back from vacation and you was the person that got kicked out of the group because somebody hacked your account, So you just have to be real careful and, I say figure out a way to keep your people engaged. If you keep your people engaged, they will support you. They will come in and they'll be a part of it. This group here, that's a lot of people that call themselves lurkers, but they come in and they give great content sometimes, or they come in and they make some comments that help somebody else, and so they can be a lurker. You can be a lurker and come in every 3 months and say some stuff that blow us away. That's good membership. If you lurking and we never see you ever until you ready to post on Saturdays, no. I'm going to delete you. Because that's all you're here for. You're here to promote your books, and that's not what this group is about, So just make sure you have some good rules. Anybody else have anything else? We got 5 more minutes. I'm gonna get up out of here. I have enjoyed talking to you all, and the questions y'all have some good questions. So yeah, okay. I have a book group on Facebook. Are you saying you promote them in your group, Shell? Demond, send me what is it, DM? Just send me a DM and we'll talk. You're welcome. That's the whole point of this. Hopefully share with you guys what I know, and hopefully you share with me. You be calling. Michelle, nobody think about you. Girl, Michelle working it. That's what I'm saying. That I see your post, Michelle. You all over. So you doing your stuff, girl. You just busy, and that's a good thing. You know, that's a good thing. I'm learning from Michelle how to work the stuff. I'm learning. Yes, only on the days they're featured under my blog. Okay, that's good. I always say to give one day that you showcase somebody else, and that lets them know that they're welcome there, because if you know, it just gives an opportunity for the readers to meet some new people. Because just in case your book, you might not have another book for a whole year, but you don't want to lose them, so you introduce them to some new readers to check out until your book comes out. And that's how I see it. You just, you know, helping your readers find somebody else to check out until your new book comes out. You know, and hopefully they will return the favor one day if they have a thing. That's you know, that's my karma thing. It goes around. But sometimes people don't, but, you know, sometimes they do. If they're in your group, then I'm sure they're going to share the promotion when it's time for you to, when your book comes out, they'll promote your books. And that's what I usually do with the people in here. Somebody posted that book is released, and I showcase it on my thing. You know, pay it forward. So hopefully that's what they do for you too, Shell. All right. Did Tisa leave? Did you leave, Tisa? Did you have any questions for me, lady? I haven't talked to you this week. How are you? How are you doing? How's the book going? For some reason, I'm very thirsty today. It had the nerve to be hot today. I don't know what this weather is in St. Louis. I have been having the worst sinus ever. My face broke completely out, and it's nothing but the stupid sinuses. Just from my nose. I always hear. How's the book coming? Michelle, do you have a new book coming out? I know Michelle has a new book. Demond, do you have any books? No. You know what? I gave you guys an assignment and none of y'all did it. That's a shame, I tell you. What did I say? Anybody know what the assignment was? Probably not. I said, this is a Facebook Live. Anytime that you're on somebody's Facebook Live, introduce yourself. You don't have to promote your book, but you say, hey, I'm LaShonda Hoffman, I'm a writer. Bam. That's going into the archive. So what I told you all to do was to put a link in the archive, in the comments about your book. So if somebody comes in here who has not been in our Facebook Live before, they will can see your information later on. It should be out next week. Uh-oh. You there ready? All right, we need to work on your mailing list. Do I need to help you set one up? Let me know. We'll have a class. I'm going to be having a class with Durrell, I think next week. So if I need to help you set it up, let me know when I put you in the class with us. Durrell, I think that's his name. It's not Durrell. I think his name is Durrell. I got to ask him how you pronounce his name. I'm messing up people's names. Hopefully to be May 21st. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm excited for you guys having new books. That's exciting. It's with the proofreader. Okay, cool. That's exciting to have a new book showing up. Then you have two books. You got to do more book clubs. Yeah, I know, Tisa. You did like, yeah, right, LaShonda. Not gonna happen. You gotta come to the 21st century. The new Arthur. We no longer ride and stay inside of our houses. You have to come out of there. That's all right. Next year, you're gonna be my roommate at Slam Jam. I'm calling you out. You're going to go meet those romance readers and fall in love and they say, LaShonda, why didn't you tell me about them a long time ago? Girl, they're going to gobble you up and you're going to be like, woo! I should have went to the Slam Jam a long time ago. That's one of the best places to go if you're a romance writer. They just treat you like you're royalty. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like when I go as a writer. I have gone as Sormeg for so many years. My first time I went there, I went as a reader / Sormeg because I was trying to just be, nobody know who I was. But of course, everybody said, it's LaShonda from Sormeg. So I had to be Sormeg and LaShonda. And from then on, I was always Sormeg. I never could be LaShonda anymore. But Slam Jam is just fantastic. I just can't wait. It's been a long time coming for me to go as a writer. I have dreamed of that day forever. So I know 2017 I'm going to be there if I got to crawl to wherever it's going to be at. I am going. All right. Anne-Marie took up the challenge. There you go, Anne-Marie. So, yep. All right. Well, I'm going to get on out of here. I got to finish up, eat me some dinner because I haven't had dinner yet. Thank you all for coming in here. This was a good one. If you have a topic that you want me to talk about in our monthly chats, I'm going to try to do them the last Monday of the month on the Facebook Live since that's new. Yes, I'm gonna call you out. Yes, I'm pushing you out of your cocoon, lady. You gotta come out of your cocoon. You can't be shy. You ahead of me. I got to follow you. No, don't want to go. You have some more questions for me, Anne-Marie? I'm all right. I thought my son was gonna come down here and he always tried to jump in. Good night. Jump in and be a part of the conversation, but he's not. So, but the last Monday of the month, I will do chats with you guys and come in here and talk and see what we have to say, and I'll give you some tips on the mailing list. If you came in late, re-listen. I talked about why you need a mailing list, and I'm hoping that those 2 people who said they didn't have their mailing list will have their mailing list by May so they can get their stuff in order and start collecting people. You want your mailing list because if you're out here promoting, you have no way of capturing these people. And so I don't want you meeting 50 people and you never get to talk to them 50 people ever again unless they buy your book and they contact you, which is very rare that people buy your book and contact you. They don't. So, I want you to be able to capture those people some way, somehow, so you can start building your mailing list. Because believe me, if Facebook decides they want to charge people to promote only, that's the only way you're going to be able to promote on here. It's going to be a lot of people leaving. And you need to be able to take your people with you. You go, you know how people quit their jobs? It's like, okay, all my people coming with me. That's what you want to do. You want all your people to come with you. Okay, I think somebody's knocking on my door, so I'm going to get out of here. You all have a great evening. Thank you so much for answering questions and talking to me. I had a great evening. Have a good one. And if you have not promoted your book today, get off this Facebook Live and go promote it. 15 minutes. Talk to you later.